Happy Independence Day. I'm Vedita, a 24-year-old Dehradun girl and a climate action enthusiast. I recently quit my corporate job to follow my passion and devote my full time to helping avert the climate change crisis in my own little way. EIL has taken a great initiative of planting trees in the Bhagwantpur village recently, and I'm told that most of you are keen on doing your bit to help the state of our city, Dehradun. To address just that, I'd like to talk to you this Independence Day and start off with reiterating Gandhi's celebrated quote, "Be the change you want to see in the world," and elaborate further on how this quote captures my biggest learning from my journey in the past year as an environmental activist. We all know what climate change is. We see it in some form or the other every season. The winters aren't as cold as they used to be. The summers are warmer each year. We hear of floods causing havoc now and then on TV. And of course, the failed crop stories that lead to farmer suicides. We're all a privileged lot, so we buy our way out of our fate with ACs when it's too hot and big tanks to store water in when drought prevails in other regions. We conveniently embrace the "ye to chalta rehta hai, what can we do" attitude and blame others for causing it and expect the government to solve it. Of course, some of us do our bit now and then, but only till the time it's convenient and doesn't require too much of a compromise. We chase money and the country chases GDP, and nothing else seems to matter. How we get to that GDP, what we destroy on our way, and who bears the ill effects of getting there never trouble us. We're at a point of time when mindless consumerism is taking all over us and promoting production of more and more and more goods. This time of corona has made us reflect on how much of our belongings do we really need. 50 pairs of clothes for ourselves and hundreds of different toys for our children are not really needed, are they? But how does all of this connect with the climate crisis? It is only when we demand more and more cars, TVs, phones, clothes, travel, do our industries manufacture them. In the process of manufacturing, they cut trees, they mine coal, they cause pollution, they exploit their laborers, only to have us throw them in the bin after a few months, if at all we decide to use them. One t-shirt takes 2,700 liters of water to be made, equal to 1 day of water for 100 families. 27,000 trees are cut every day to make the tissue paper we use once and throw away. I know it may be sounding like I'm urging you all to take up a sadhu life, but I know that's neither required nor possible. All I urge you all to do is think twice before buying anything. The value of a product is not defined by the amount you pay for it, but by all that goes into it. The value is much more, and we must look back to the austere lifestyles of our parents and grandparents to internalize the beauty of less. You can really be the change you want to see by being a responsible consumer. Ever since this realization dawned over me, I have not shopped for a single piece of clothing. I didn't even feel the need to. There's so much lying in my wardrobe. I try to make do with what I have at home, be it anything, from making a board game to making manure in my garden. The change is truly rewarding, and I hope this Independence Day we can free ourselves from this mania of consuming mindlessly and free this earth from the unprecedented pressure we have exerted on it.
Hi, I'm speaking on the topic simplicity. Less stuff, less work, less expenses is equal to more money, more time, more joy. One famous quote that comes to mind on this topic is simple living and high thinking. It is often used to describe people who have changed this world like Mahatma Gandhi, Martin Luther King, Mother Teresa, and so on. I think we all know what simple living constitutes for each of us. It is so subjective that I will not delve into it here. Instead, I want to take your attention to high thinking, or as I interpret it, thinking beyond yourself for the greater good of this world, of this society. By being stuck in petty differences among ourselves, or even being judgmental of our own selves, we make our lives complicated unnecessarily. I know that high thinking is not possible for all of us, but at least we can start by simple thinking in our own lives and within our own circles of influence. And then we will see how it translates into our day to day life, in our choices, and in our environment. I would like you all to ponder over this quote by Thich Nhat Hanh. In aimlessness, we see that we do not lack anything, that we already are what we want to become, and our striving just comes to a halt. Aimlessness and nirvana are one. Thanks.
Massive discounts, cheaper credit cards, sales, midnight sales, flash sales, clearance sales, all of these are marketing gimmicks that are pushing us into the hands of mindless consumerism. We must not follow the Pied Piper. As a psychologist and as a mother of two small children, I believe we must ask ourselves this question: do I really need it? Is that product really necessary in my life? Or am I just becoming a victim of product-driven consumer marketing? So, the next time I have a pop-up window open up on my screen, I'm going to follow my 3-year-old's words of wisdom. Skip the ad, mum.
Every single time you choose a piece of paper over a cloth to wipe a table, you're making a choice. Every time you decide to print receipts, brochures, tickets, instead of just keeping a soft copy on your phone, you're making a choice. We have to remember that we're living in times where the realities of climate change are impacting us and our near and dear ones. It's time that we start thinking mindfully, making choices that are right for us as well as our future, because this is not about the planet anymore. This is about us, about the survival of our species. So let's come together and try our level best to reduce paper as much as we can, because every time you choose to use paper, you are ensuring that a tree is cut in some part of the world.
Hi, my topic is man's desires overshadow his needs, and I think it's easy for people to assume a moral high ground when making such a statement. People look down upon the idea of having desires beyond your own needs. However, I would like to first ask, are our needs defined? Has someone sort of created a circle and put 3 things in the middle of it and said that this is all you need? If I had to guess, I would say food, shelter, community might be the top 3 things most people might say they need. But my point is that needs don't have a finite definition. Both desires and needs are different based on individual perspectives. For instance, having a toilet in your home might be a need for most of us, but for a homeless poor person, it's simply a desire. If we eliminated all desires, we can also say goodbye to ambition, learning, and growth. We would still be cavemen if not for our desire to live better and longer and grow to the point that I can make this video on my phone today. Here's a thought that I leave you with. As a human being, is meditation or spirituality considered a need or a desire? Do I feel the need to meditate, or do I do it because some guide or guru in my life has told me the wonderful outcomes of it that I now desire? I mean, surely I didn't need it to live my day-to-day life, but I have the desire to uplift myself, right? And if it is a desire, then is it good or is it bad? Thank you.
So these are the messages from the youth of today, and they do really come from our heart. Please think about it, and this Independence Day, get freedom from more. Happy Independence Day.